We left off here. We'll go do the Ramo again. Kuf Samachala for it over here. Ubamadino Seilu. Okay, we're on page 102. The Ramo writes, although the Mechaber says that the last parsha of Tefillin should be Stuma, right, not Psucho, but he says in our communities, Nogim Af Parsha Voim Shemoa Berosh Hashito Kishara Parshas. It's at the beginning of the line. It's as if, right? It's not indented. L'chein Nogu Sheparshas Kaddish Li. That is the Mechaber. Therefore, the minig is Sheparshas Kaddish Li Voy Kiviyacho. This is the order. Kaddish Li B'chol Voy Kiviyacho. Parshas Shema Maschilin Berosh Hashito. Therefore, you begin those parshas at the beginning of the line. Ubesof, Kaddish Li, Ubesof, Voy Kviyacha Meirichim Cholok Kedei Lichtov Tesosios. Right? That makes it into a psucha. If you have a space of 9 letters, so therefore the previous ones end with a space of 9 letters, and then the next one begins on the top of the column. Ubesof Shema, Ein Meirichim Cholok. But when you conclude the Shema, you leave no space.
No, sorry. If for the previous one ends, but you leave 9 letters, or it's the beginning of the next you leave 9 letters before?
No. If you leave beginning, that's called a stuma.
That's stuma.
That's stuma.
So the stuma of the previous.
Always a psucha means that before the next one starts, the previous one is 9 spaces between the end of that and the upcoming one. Right? But if you write it till the end, there's nothing. So when it says, Mechaber says, therefore the minig is Kaddish Li Voy Kiviyacho Parshas Shema Maschilin Berosh Hashito. They begin at the top of the line. Ubesof Kaddish Li Besof Voy Kiviyacho Meirichim Cholok Kedei Lichtov Tesosios. Right? You leave unwritten a space, a parchment, which you could write 9 letters on it. Okay. Ubesof Shema. Ein Meirichim Cholok. Right? At the end of Shema, you don't leave Cholok. You don't leave that space of 9, right? Unwritten, 9 letters. 1 second. V'menichim, let's say, V'menicho hu pochas kedei lichtov tes osios. And if you do leave some unwritten parchment, it should be less than 9 letters. Anything less than 9 letters is if there's no space. Okay? Parshas Voyim Shemoa Maschilim be'emtza Shita Elyona, that you indent it, and the parsha of Voyim Shemoa, which is the closing parsha, you write that it starts in the middle of the line. Ominiach lefonov Cholok Dei Lichtov Tesosios. It's indented, unwritten parchment, the space which you can write 9 letters. But it's not on the bottom. It's not. The paragraph is not indented. That's the difference. If it's indented, 9 letters in, the 10th letter, that's called stuma. But if the previous one on the bottom, you have 9, and it starts at the beginning, that's called parsha psucha. That's called stuma. That's called stuma.
You look at the line or the space separating 2 parshas.
Correct.
If the space is at the end of the previous line, then it's super. And if it's anywhere else, it's
Correct. But it has to be 9. But it has to be 9. 9. The Nimtzo, so the Mechaber says, so what do we have? Sheshlosha Parshios, Heim Psuchos, Bein Lo Rambam, Bein Lo Rosh, Uparsha Achrona Hi Stuma, Dasa Rambam. And the closing Parsha is Stuma. And therefore, because it's indented, you don't begin writing it at the beginning of that paragraph. It's an indented paragraph which is indented 9 letters.
why indented?
Because it's a stuma. Otherwise, you start a bit. I'm not sure. You mean you didn't leave the space?
End of the previous parsha,
Evidently, it's evident because then that's not even the stuma. It has to identify as separate. You have to, right? Otherwise, it's not identified as a separate parsha. It's like you're writing the parsha as one parsha, right? It's clear. Let's see the Mishna Berura. Kuf Samach Aleph. Nogim Af.
And the reason, I'm sorry, Rebbe, the reason why you have to write it separately is because in the Torah these are separate areas of the Torah?
Right.
Is that why
Because
we're
in the Torah they're written Psuchas and a Stuma.
They are
the
with these particular
Right,
parshas?
right. Here, we'll go back a little bit in Mishna Berura. Let's start from Kuf Nut Ches. Okay? Yesh Machshirin. Right? The Ramo says there are those who validate it, even if the last parsha is Psucha, it's an open parsha. So he explains, Rotzlom B'di'evet, the Taimim, what's the reason? Right? We're saying, why, and that's meaning Ashkenaz, why, even if the last one is Psucha, why is it valid? She'al she'b'Torah Parshas Vo'im Shemoah, he's Stuma, here. In the Torah, Parshas Vo'im Shemoah is Stuma. It's written as a sealed parsha, meaning it's indented.
At the beginning of it.
Right, at the beginning of the line. Even that's what's written in the Torah. We call Mokum Keimu Shebetorah Eino Smucha Klal Parsha Shema. Since Vo'im Shemoah doesn't follow Shema in the Torah, right? It's unrelated to Shema. And in the Tefillin it's following Shema. Ein ze nechshav shinu ma she'arevach shebeinu Parsha Shema hu pasuach v'lo sosum. So therefore, even though it's written differently in the Torah, it's not a problem. Because in the Torah, it may be a stuma, but that's only because of the way it's written in the Torah. But the way it's written in Tefillin, where it's not in the same order, because Vayishmoah has no relevance to Shema in the Torah. K'moshe sosam harevach shel foneo b'Torah. Yesh gam b'Torah yesh beinu parsha Shema revach harbi pasuach. Until from Shema till you get Vayishmoah, one's in Veschana, one's in Ekev. You have plenty of pasuach till you arrive at Vo'im Shemoah. Okay, niskima achronim. That's the consensus among the achronim. Okay. Kulam psuchos. So the Ramo says in the meaning in Ashkenaz, they're all psuchos, even the last one. He says, Fichoch ulehepech im osa eze parsha ve'eshos parsha stuma. What about one of the three parshas he would have made into a stuma, right? The Mechaber says if the last parsha has to be a stuma, and the first day have to be psucha, so we're saying even the last one could be a psucha. But he says if any one of the first three would be written as a stuma, not as a psucha, he says everybody would agree it's possible. Kein kosu achronim, ot kosvu the dafka imosla parsha voim shemo parsha psucha koshel dezo aval ein lefonei revach. Here, Moshe, would you? What about aval ein lefonei revach klal bein parsha shema? Right, he finished Shema and immediately he doesn't leave 9 letters. If he leaves 9 letters after Shema, it starts from Shemoah, right? That's called the Psucha. And that's meaning Ashkenaz. Let's say he didn't leave 9 letters. That means basically there's no separation between Shema and Vo'im Shemoah. And he wrote Vo'im Shemoah on the top without indenting it. Right? Lo badav shelo, lo badav shel parsha Shema, v'hainu sheyischel osa b'rosh hashita el yonah, shemadav v'liniach revach klal, l'fonei bo seshito. He didn't leave any indentation. He left some space, but it's not a space of 9 letters. You don't have to have any unwritten parchment at the end of the line. Okay. It's like leaving no space. No. Talking about the last one. It ends Vo'im Shemoah is the last parsha of Tefillin. Okay. Uba Medina Seibel, he says, he said before, even the ones who validate it with Shema as Psucha, he says that's b'di'evet. L'chatchila, it should be written Stuma, like the Mechaber. He says, he says, if we're saying it's not l'chatchila, what does the Ramo say? But in Medina Seibel, they're doing something b'di'evet. Right? That's the difficulty. He says, even the Yesh Machshirin, that's b'di'evet. Even the ones that validate, it's b'di'evet. So he said, and the minig Ashkenaz is to do a b'diavad. Does that make any sense?
No.
You know, you should write with your right hand because it's more legible. But if you write with your left hand, as long as you can read it, it's okay. It's considered signature. The minig is to write with your left hand. It should be illegible. Does that make sense? No, because before he said that yesh machshirin, that he explained that's only b'diavad. No, he's the shitos. No, because he's quoting the shitos. The shitos or yesh machmirin, they themselves agree. If you look at the source, that they agree that's b'diavad. That's not l'chatchila. And then the Ramos says, minig Ashkenaz is that's what we do with l'chatchila. But if it's b'diavad, why do you do with l'chatchila?
Well, isn't there any b'diavad?
No. Do you tell a person the way to do it, do b'diavad?
Right, of course not.
But that's what the Ramos is saying. He says the yesh machshirin say if the Machaber says it's possible. If the last parsha is psucha. Ramos says, but there are those who disagree. What do they disagree? They say it's not possible, but is that the way? First choice how to write it? It's not the optimum way to write it. The way to write it is the way the Machaber says you should write it. That the last parsha should be a stuma. And then the Rambam says, but the midig Ashkenaz is to write the last parsha also psucha. So what the midig is to do with b'diavad. That's what he says. That's what he says. Because since many did it that way, he says everybody's going to validate endless pairs of tefillin. So therefore, for that reason, we do b'diavad.
Now you made that but everyone's doing it like that. Saying nowadays everyone writes that way.
Give you an example. There's an expression: good money after bad money. Bad money it's gone. It has no value. Here, b'diavad it's kosher. So, but if you continue and you say that's the way, people say it's possible. So therefore, you've taken something that has value and you're saying it has no value. So that we don't want that to happen. We continue. I heard you.